CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
I'm keeping cool in the water.
Anyway, to keep cool as Simcoe County and Muskoka head into the first weekend of July. Thanks for joining us. For the first time this week, parts of our region getting a bit of a break, but temperatures still quite high. Let's go to CTV's Luke Samardi joins us live tonight from downtown Barrie, where it seems that many people are taking advantage of the beachfront. Luke, I imagine you probably would like to jump into the water at this point.
Sarah, it is hot outside, but it was overcast skies this morning, but that didn't stop people from hitting the beach here in downtown Barrie. Even from first light, Centennial Beach filled up with beachgoers looking to cool off.
It's great. The water was actually quite cool. It took me a while to get in, but once I was in, it was great.
It has been so hot lately, and staying at the beach is the perfect way to stay cool. The water is so refreshing, and it's just a great time to spend with your family.
In February of this year, the city of Barrie posted this video showing the amount of snow collected off of city streets, showing just how wild of a winter we had, and despite the blistering hot conditions, the snow mountain still stands.
Right now, it's only about 18 feet high, 100 feet long. So, during the height of winter, it was almost 7 stories high, so 70 feet. And, you could see it from the 400 and everywhere else in town almost.
The snow continues to melt, and Dave Friery hopes the pile will be gone by August 1st.
It's melting, so it's flowing pretty good. We're on a asphalt pad that was designed as our snow melting facility. So what happens is all the snow and the debris will melt. The debris will stay on the pad, and then we'll clean it up, sweep it up, and dispose of it.
From the city to the pasture, volunteers at Ralphie's Retreat working overtime to keep their animals cool as the organization works towards completing a climate-controlled barn.
The majority of our animals here are pot-bellied pigs, and they don't have functioning sweat glands, so they can't cool off on their own. So they need pools and mud wallows to cool off and help them thermoregulate. The mud wallows also help them protect from sun and bugs and stuff like that.
Harris Farms and Springwater also adjusting to the heat. While it's ripening the strawberries faster, they are looking towards a banner crop of corn.
Got planted a little bit later for us this spring, and so having this heat to kind of give it that boost and that push is great to help it grow and form the ears. And then, the little shots of rain every couple days is amazing.
Sarah, we are back down here live at Centennial Beach, where it just keeps getting busier as Friday decides to roll on. Now, speaking with Harris Farms earlier this afternoon, they said that as long as the corn is knee-high, you are sitting pretty for the summer. They are hoping for at least one rainfall a week, though, in July. We'll send it back to the station.
Thanks for that, Luke, from downtown Barrie, where Casey, Luke is celebrating Friday. Yay for Friday. And you are enjoying the links. I hope this means you're going to be taking up the game of golf.
Taking up the game of golf? There's a whole history of me in golf. And it ain't pretty, I might add. Yeah, we're at Shanty Bay Golf Club, established in 1962, and it's rocking here this evening, too. Maybe you can hear 2 guys with guitars. They're playing right now on the stage, entertaining the masses. And yeah, people are just winding down the day on the golf course, and it's been a hot one. Very hot. Take a look at our weather watches and warnings board, ladies and gentlemen, and no big surprise here, the heat wave continues. Yes, we're looking at a heat warning stretches all the way from Windsor, Ontario in the south, to Waswanipi, Quebec in the north. That's about 1,300 kilometers. That's a big chunk of land. It's like going from Barrie, Ontario, Canada, to Beulahville, North Carolina. That's a long way. It truly is. And first look at the forecast. Here we go. Brought to you by the GravelDrivewayGuide.com, your local gravel driveway expert. Yeah, let's talk about 29 degrees. Yeah, if only it was 29. When you factor in the Humidex, feels more like about 36, 34. Winds, well, they're northwest, about 17 kilometers an hour. The gusts as high as about, call it about 30 a little later on. This is the scorching temperature outside your door as we speak. Ooh, let's have a look. 30 degrees. I'm going to give you the temperature without the Humidex because we know even the temperature without the Humidex, it's hot. 30 degrees in Owen Sound, 29 in Mount Forest, 28 in Aurelia, and 28 degrees in Gravenhurst. A quick look, if you will. This is radar satellite images and active weather. Yes, active. You may have had some active weather in the southern part of our viewing area. Hey, weatherman! Oh, yeah, that's what I am. In the south and also in the northern part of the province and touching the northern part of our viewing area, you may have had some active weather. So, yes, there is lots of active weather in the area, but the heat is what everybody continues to talk about. And coming up, thank you very much, two guys with guitars. Coming up in just a few minutes' time, we're going to be talking about Shanty Bay Golf Club. Very special guest coming up. And a little inside information as to all they're doing within the community on every season, Sarah, whether it be hot or cold outside. All that coming up in a few minutes' time, as well as the weekend forecast. All that in a few minutes' time. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Case. Let's talk about the aftermath of that storm, from downed power lines to trees crashing on campsites. Ramera Township still cleaning up after the powerful storm. Township crews expected to begin cleaning up parks and waterfront. They say next week. Officials warn that shoreline areas along Lake Simcoe from Atherley to Talbot River may still be covered in storm debris. Ramera Fire and Rescue responded to a number of emergencies, including marine rescues and several power outages. The township says it continues to prioritize roadway hazards as damage assessments get underway. And today, a storm left a trail of downed trees and power lines as it made its way through the Aurora area. York Regional Police got multiple calls from the area east of Bathurst Street from Wellington to Davis Drive. They reported several incidents of property damage, no injuries, but all lanes are closed on Bathurst Street from Old Bathurst to Coventry Hill Trail. That's because of downed wires. Drivers are being told to find alternate routes. A Barrie family is safe, but their home badly damaged after an early morning house fire in the city's south end. Fire crews were called to Hurst Drive just before 1:30 a.m. after multiple 911 calls. Officials say it started in the garage before spreading to the bungalow, where two people and their dog made it out uninjured. Investigators say they're now working to determine the cause. A Canada Day boating trip in Muskoka has ended in tragedy after a man went overboard. The OPP's Marine Unit responded to a call Wednesday after a person fell into Lake Muskoka that was near Shanty Bay. Investigators say that weather conditions deteriorated and the boater ended up in the treacherous water, struggling to stay afloat. A search got underway the next day, and police have now recovered the body of a 67-year-old man from Bracebridge. And another tragic discovery. Police are investigating after a body was found near Bass Lake this week. Officers were called to the boat launch around 11:30 a.m. on Wednesday. Investigators say the death is not considered suspicious, but because of the sensitive nature, few details are being released. Police have not shared any information about the victim and say more details will be provided if necessary. A Stouffville woman driving with more than triple the legal limit of alcohol in her system before crashing into a car, killing its driver, has put in a plea. CTV's Mike Arcelides reports on the tragic consequences of drinking and driving.
Carolyn Nielsen needed the help of crutches to get in and out of the Newmarket courthouse, where the 43-year-old pleaded guilty to impaired driving causing death and bodily harm in a horrifying head-on crash nearly 2 years ago in Markham. The crash killed 68-year-old Lloyd Quoling Zito and sent his wife Mandy to hospital with serious injuries. Nielsen was found with more than triple the legal limit of alcohol in her system while reaching a top speed of 123 kilometers per hour in a 60 zone along Highway 7 on November 11, 2024. According to an agreed statement of facts, Nielsen crossed the center line in her SUV, which ended up in a ditch about 100 feet from where it hit the sedan, driven by Zito, whose car was launched about 50 feet from the area of impact. Good Samaritans came to their aid. One person spoke with Zito, who was trapped inside his car. He asked the person to take his cell phone to call his family, but the phone was broken. Zito died on scene. His wife was airlifted to hospital in Toronto with a broken jaw, sternum, and ribs. Nielsen was found conscious and still in her vehicle. Her speech was slurred, and police said she had an odor of alcohol in her breath as firefighters pulled her out of the wreckage. The court heard when Nielsen was arrested, she was unresponsive and appeared to be in shock from a left leg injury. After arriving at Sunnybrook in Toronto, a paramedic noticed an alcohol-like odor coming from the ambulance when she opened the back door to get Nielsen into the hospital. Police seized an empty 20-milliliter bottle of Underberg, along with an opened and three-quarters empty 187-milliliter bottle of vodka and an unopened 750-milliliter bottle of vodka she had ordered about an hour and a half earlier in Kitchener, using the name Mary Harris. Zito was described in an online obituary as a hard-working provider who loved baseball, a devoted family man who leaves behind his wife and their 2 sons. Nielsen's sentencing hearing is scheduled to begin in late August. Mike Arsleedy, CTV News, Newmarket.
Barrie police jumped into action to take a driver that was twice the legal limit off the road, thanks to calls from the public.
He was driving like 45 down the 400, and then he was up to like 130, and then he almost sideswiped like the concrete barrier.
Just after midnight this morning, police pulled over a vehicle on Mapleview Drive East that was driving erratically, quickly, then slowly, hitting guardrails and nearly sideswiping other vehicles near the Highway 400 bridge. A 33-year-old from Vaughan is facing impaired driving charges, and Barrie police are reminding people to call 911 if you suspect someone is driving under the influence. Wasaga Beach man is one of 4 people charged in a Durham Region check fraud investigation. It dates back to March 16th when a woman allegedly cashed a $1.9 million fraudulent check at a bank in Uxbridge. According to Durham Regional Police, the woman and 3 male suspects conducted withdrawals, e-transfers, and other transactions over the next few days to launder and take possession of the funds. Police say they were able to fraudulently cash in close to $900,000 before the funds were frozen. DRP's Financial Crimes Unit helped track down and arrest all 4 suspects, including a 28-year-old from Wasaga Beach. He was charged with laundering proceeds of crime and possession of proceeds obtained by crime, over $5,000. The 3 other accused are from the Toronto area and face similar charges. Dramatic rescues are still happening in Venezuela 9 days after 2 powerful earthquakes struck the region. That's a 6-year-old dog named Buddy, reunited with his owner after he was pulled alive on Thursday after spending 8 days trapped beneath his collapsed home. Rescuers also pulled a 43-year-old security guard alive. You may have been following this story. He was under a collapsed basement. That ended a grueling days-long operation. The quakes have now killed more than 2,000 people. Now, coming up a little later in the CTV Barrie newscast, we'll be joined by a local woman whose family is caught in the earthquake zone, but is showing strength through solidarity by sharing her story. There she is. You may recognize her. She was on the program last week. She's been collecting donations to be sent to Venezuela. The South Muskoka Memorial Hospital CT scanner and operating rooms are once again running normally after a technical issue this week, but there are a few side effects to tell you about. The MAHC says an issue with its chiller system on the holiday Wednesday interrupted both services. The hospital confirmed today that its CT scanner is back to being fully operational, but there are some temporary changes to surgical services. Those impacted have been directly contacted, according to the MAHC. More urgent cases have been moved to the Huntsville Hospital. Once repairs and testing is complete at the South Muskoka site, the MAHC says operating room services should be able to resume. That's by early next week. And now an update on a major road project in South Barrie. The city says it's working with a contractor to extend construction hours along Mapleview Drive East between Yonge Street and Prince William Way. Officials say the move could help ease traffic congestion, improve commute times and access to the GO station. The work is part of a larger project that includes road widening, intersection on upgrades and new multi-use trails. Once complete, the project is expected to support planned growth through 2031. Now, let's talk about our region's biggest folk festival. It's once again taken over the Aurelia waterfront. That's right, it's the Mariposa Folk Festival with a full breakdown of what's happening this weekend in the Sunshine City. Here's Jack Morris. What's going on, Jack?
Well, Sarah, the most dedicated fans already got a bit of a sneak peek. There was a special coffee house performance in Aurelia last night where a handful of the performers were on the stage there ahead of the start. Crews have been working on the site for days now with only some minor setbacks from that Canada Day storm. They were ready to go when the first acts took the stage this evening. This is what it looked like last year. They're expecting it to be even better this year. The 5th in a row they've sold out. 11 stages, over 60 artists, non-stop music from now until Sunday evening. But there's also something new happening behind the scenes, turning green, but not with envy, a climate change committee.
It's the first time we've had a formal committee. We've been water bottle free for probably 15 years and having compostable serving products, but we're trying, okay, we've done that. We can't rest on our laurels. What can we do next? And the technology around solar is changing so rapidly, so we're trying to catch up to that and see if we can power some solar stages or some stages through solar and see what else we can do.
Now, solar is powering a few things on the event's grounds, but as you heard, they're looking for ways to bump that up even more. The Mariposa Folk Festival runs until Sunday evening. We'll have more on that tonight at 11 o'clock. Reporting live, I'm Jack Morris. Sarah, I'll send it back to you.
Still to come here on CTV Barrie, thousands have made memories at Mariposa over the decades. Now a local artist is preserving a piece of that legacy in a way that festival goers may not expect. Plus, if you're looking for a lot of country music by way of a good old honky-tonk time, have we ever got a weekend event for you? Giddy up, partner. Stay with us. Those stories next.
Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here. Having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Troubadour Festival 2026 is going to be off the hook. We've got the Watchmen, Bahamas, going to be great.
Thanks for staying with us. The Mariposa Folk Festival is celebrating 65 years of music, memories, and messages. And one local artist is offering up an environmentally fitting creation that could be all yours. We're not talking about legendary performer Buffy Sainte-Marie, but she did perform back in 2018, taken in by thousands at the festival. Now we're talking about the trees by the stage in Tudhope Park that were damaged by the ice storm and general decay. They were forced to come down. They were made into beautifully handcrafted bowls, limited to just 200 by artist Xavier Fernandez. He says it fits the benefits of owning one, rather, is twofold.
The memories will last longer when you have a physical piece there to remind you. A lot of those trees were taken down and they would have been turned into firewood and that carbon released into the air. Having one of these bowls, you're saving, these trees in a way. You're saving the environment in a way.
The memories of Mariposa bowls will be on sale at the Mariposa Folk Festival. That starts today, of course. It's 3 days of foot stomping, good time country music with a Muskoka homegrown feeling, and all the proceeds going to a place that understands the value of life and great memories.
Okay. Listen up, can you hear me? Do you feel the way I do? Do you like to blow off steam when that working week is through?
Honky Tonk Summer Jam returns to the Bracebridge Fairgrounds this weekend, featuring country artists Ryan Langdon and New Brunswick rising stars the Martin Brothers, among the 12 exceptionally talented Canadian artists featured, with money raised going to help Andy's House Hospice Muskoka.
They annually need to raise about $1.5 million. They are self-funded, they're a charity. And what ends up happening is that because all of their services are free, that's why these things like Honky Tonk Summer Jam are so important, to be able to give back the monies that they need for the people who need it the most.
The Honky Tonk Summer Jam fun goes all weekend long at the Bracebridge Fairgrounds. Busy weekend around our region. Well, many find beauty in music, and the process in creating it often healing. One local label now is releasing a vinyl record with a deeper meaning.
The idea was to have a charity record that supported the Orillia Youth Center, where music is a big part of helping these kids find themselves, find their voice. And it's also in dedication to amazing young artists who were taken from us too early, Jake Beers and Nelson Bell, aka Valis 705.
The creative process is invaluable to young people in their development, and also allowing them to express themselves and to have those moments, and doing it in memory of Nelson and Jake for those specific reasons, because they were both creative people in our community and gave so much to their peers and their friends. And
people in a small town got them peeping on my wall now. It's a freaking weekend.
The first album out from Subcult Records, entitled Up From the Underground Volume 1, features the sounds of musicians, past and present, and the purpose to support raw talent while making a real impact, with 100% of the proceeds going to the Aurelia Youth Center, which offers 2 bursaries now and has created a recording studio that is free and open to all young people in our community.
You're so erratic. Come and show me who you are.
I was really impressed with the studio they built when Nelson, aka Valis, passed. They built a studio in his name so these kids had a place to record. And also when Jake passed, they put a bursary in his name as well. So I figured, what a cool way to raise money for these bursaries, share music, and of course the rise of vinyl, the rise of music in the area.
the bursaries are open to young people in our community too, and they're topping out at over $2,000 for each bursary that go back to young people. Nelson's bursary goes back to young people in the autism spectrum, and Jake's goes back to mental health and creativity.
A little bit of a technical issue there, but hopefully we'll be able to get things going as we head back to Shanty Bay. That's where we find KC tonight. And I understand, Casey Colby, that you have found some local talent. Is that right?
Yeah. That's right, we do have local talent, always local talent. We're here at Shanty Bay Golf Club, and with us two guys with guitars. I present Guinard, two guys with guitars. They've been entertaining the masses here at Shanty Bay Golf Club. And gentlemen, you've been doing this for a little while. Tell me how you got into it and a little bit of your past history.
Well, we've known each other for at least about 30 years, give or take about 30 years. And we're ex-military. We're actually retired military, and that's where we met. We did this back when we were in the younger years, and we actually restarted or rekindled this activity about 10 years ago. When Brian and I re-met by meeting in Borden, Ontario. So it's been a nice journey for about 10 years.
How many gigs you got planned for the summer? Any idea?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I just pretty much every weekend up until the end of the summer, yeah.
So just so you know, heat wave the whole summer, you in favor of it?
Oh, well, this isn't actually bad, you know. It's a little bit of breeze. Yeah, as long as it doesn't interfere with the sound, we're good.
That's right, and Sarah wanted she wanted a request.
Oh.
She was looking for Sunny Days by Lighthouse. I don't know if it's on your list or not, but think about that. Maybe we got that one coming up in a few minutes' time. Sunny Days, sunny hot days. Because let's take a look at that's correct. Let's take a look at the campfire conditions across our region right now, and sunny and hot, indeed it is. Moderate conditions stretch right across Simcoe County, but the rating remains. Pardon me, the rating does remain high in Muskoka. Campfire conditions brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. And our weather watcher, JC, well, she's just having a hard time catching her cat. Or playing catch with her cat. You decide. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
We're Martin and Steph
from Bounce 104.1.
And next week on the show, we're giving away tickets to Over the River and Through the Woods at Kings Wharf Theater.
So make sure you're listening Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
were celebrating patriotism this last week, and of course, because it's so hot, we are talking about how to stay cool during the heat wave next week. So keep those photos coming. Picture this at ctv.ca. Let's head back to Shanty Bay. That's where Casey Colby, I think you need to come up with a different song request. The two guys didn't seem like they might have my choice.
Oh, yeah. I think well, one of them says he's got the perfect song. We're going to play it at the end of the show. All that coming up in a few minutes' time. Let's talk about the forecast and dive into it right now. And here we go, taking a look at the watches and warnings boards. Yes, it's hot. Heat warning throughout our region everywhere. Yeah, feeling 40 plus in some areas. How long is it going to last? Well, let's take a look at the forecast and give you that answer. And we're going to start with the temperature outside your door. And I'm not going to throw in the Human X because we know it's hot. How about 33 degrees in Toronto, 25. It wants to be 25 in Newmarket, 28 in and around Collingwood. Call it 25 degrees without the Human X. In Parry Sound, because we like to change things up, let's talk about the almanac for today. And the almanac says, well, we stretched it all the way up to 29 degrees. 29 and 19, overnight 19 degrees. A record 36.7 back in 1911 and 6.1 degree in 2007 for record cool. Sunrise, sunset, 15 hours, 25 minutes of daylight. This is the forecast radar. That is some active weather blasting through, and I do mean blasting. It's moving pretty quick, and some shower activity is with it, possibly even some thunderstorms. This is the southern tip of Georgian Bay Lake, Simcoe, 17 degrees, mainly cloudy skies. Yes, there is a slight chance of a shower and or a thunderstorm this evening. 26, 28, feeling 36 for tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies, and there is a chance of a shower and or thunderstorm. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 19 and 20 degrees under partly cloudy skies. There's a good chance this evening of a shower and or a possible rolling thunder boomer. 28, 29, 30 degrees in Richmond Hill, cloudy skies. Chance of active weather tomorrow, feeling like 39 degrees with the Human X. To Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Haliburton, 17 and 18 degrees. Partly cloudy skies. We're looking at slight chance of a shower, a thunderstorm overnight. 29, feeling 34 tomorrow. It's the only area that doesn't have a chance of showers and or a thunderstorm tomorrow under mainly cloudy skies, northern part of our viewing area. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast, and it looks like this. Starting in Simcoe County the rest of the weekend, well, the sun is gone. Come Sunday, cloudy, 30% chance of shower activity, 27. The temperature, well, we're getting a little cooler. Humidity lifts. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, fair skies, 25, 27. But then we're heating up come Wednesday, 28. Humidity values start to climb. York region, 5-day extended forecast. Cloudy and a 30% chance of shower activity. Still very sticky at 26 degrees. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, here come the fair skies, 25, 26, 27. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Muskoka, Parry Sound, Haliburton. Same situation, albeit with a little bit more sunshine in the northern part of our viewing area. 26 degrees, fair skies. Fair skies, in fact, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Slight chance of a shower. Looking at temperatures anywhere from 26 to 28. That's the conditions on land. How about on water, you say? Well, the Marine Report, brought to you by Suzuki Marine, North Lake Huron and South Lake Huron. Well, we're looking at winds overnight, 10K out of the west, and waves remaining tonight and tomorrow, about a half meter or less. And Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe. As far as conditions go in Georgian Bay, winds out of the northeast, 10 knots, and waves half meter or less. And Lake Simcoe, we're looking at winds 15 knots out of the northwest this evening, and they're becoming a little calmer tomorrow. It looks like 10 knots, still out of the northwest, and waves half meter or less. There's Will. You're looking at Will right now, Shanty Bay Golf Club, practicing. That's it. I do a lot of that when people's heads turn, knocking that ball in the cup. And as mentioned, we're here at Shanty Bay Golf Club and having a good time. And yeah, we spoke with two guys with guitars, and now we're going to speak to Dave Evely. He's the one that well, he's the chief poobah here. He's the one in charge. And Dave, you've been doing this for a little. Thank you very much for inviting us down. And,
thanks, Casey.
And all the gifts and food and everything else we've had, and the golf all day. No, we haven't had anything, I know, but we're having a good time with this. And good time is what you supply here. But you're also in tune very much with the community. Tell us a little bit about all that you do for the community and all that Shanty Bay Golf Club does.
Well, we love to serve the community here at Shanty Bay. Last fall, we hosted an open house. We had over 200 visitors. We were able to raise a lot of money for Toy Mountain, and we collected a lot of toys for Toy Mountain. We were so successful that we're going to plan on doing this every year. Yeah.
And tell us, along with Toy Mountain, I mean, tell us about the course itself and all the people that you welcome. You got a substantial membership here and lots of friendly people.
Our course is in great shape. It's extremely lush and green right now, and much thanks to our maintenance staff and our summer students as well. Our attention to detail here is second to none. And we are also trying to grow the game of golf amongst kids and students. We offer cut rates to juniors under 18. We also have a full-size driving range, and we offer the lowest driving range prices in the area.
Well, Dave Evely from Shanty Bay Golf Club, I thank you very much for this. Much appreciated. Golf conditions are lovely. It's a gorgeous night for anything. Get out and golf, get out and walk. Come on down here and take in two guys with guitars. Sounds like a good idea. Sarah, your song's coming up. Back to you.
I can't wait, and I also very much enjoy Shanty Bay. Tucked away in one local mall, it's a blast from the past.
But we're trying to be nostalgic, we're trying to be affordable, and we try to have something for everyone.
Pixel Paradise started in Angus, but just opened a second location upstairs at the Bayfield Mall, a retro-style arcade with everything from old-school pinball to video game cabinets and ticket games like skee-ball, an electric time for kids, and a nostalgia trip for grown-ups.
It makes me think of my childhood, really. Like when I would go to like Retro Planet and like just like have birthday parties with my friends, like the tickets themselves, going up to the redemption counter. It was so fun.
Space Invaders is my first game. That's what started everything in here, is that classic Space Invaders. And they come from everywhere, right? I've hauled games out of basements, barns, other businesses, warehouses, everywhere. We buy some stuff new, but the majority, as you see, is used.
With tokens jingling in your pocket and paper tickets in your hand, you can trade in for prizes. It's an analog experience in an electric playground. Still to come, 9 days later, miraculous rescues continue in Venezuela. We'll be joined by a Barrie woman coming up next who has family impacted by the earthquakes but is still showing strength through donation collection. Details on the other side of the break. Recapping our top stories for the first time this week, parts of our region are no longer under a heat warning, yet temperatures still remain high. Believe it or not, the city's snow pile from this winter has not melted away just yet. A Barrie family is safe, but their home was badly damaged after an early morning house fire in the city's south end. Officials say it started in the garage before spreading to the bungalow, where two people and their dog made it out uninjured. The cause is under investigation. And a York Region woman driving with more than triple the legal limit of alcohol in her system before crashing into a car, killing the other driver, has put in a guilty plea. The crash killed a 68-year-old man and sent his wife to hospital with serious injuries. Her sentencing hearing is scheduled to begin in late August. And as we mentioned earlier in the newscast, miraculous rescues continue in Venezuela 9 days after the two earthquakes affected the northwestern and central part. At this time, 2,600 people have died, more than 12,000 are injured, and many more are missing. The world has united in showing support. That includes here in our region. Okay, and joining us now is Diana Lopez, originally from Venezuela, but now living here in Barrie. Thank you for joining us in the studio. How are you doing? I understand you have immediate family overseas. What's that been like, such a roller coaster?
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for helping us to promote all the situation that is happening in Venezuela to create awareness. And yes, it's been a roller coaster, because by knowing that you have family there, you don't know if they survived or they didn't. So at the beginning, we was thinking someone was there, that they passed away, but then thank God they didn't. But there is a lot of family that they didn't have the same luck that my family had.
What's the living situation like right now for your family?
It's very scared, because they don't know when another replica will happen. People, it's been hard for them to sleep, because we are been having a lot of like 5.0, 5.1, 4 in all over Venezuela.
But you wanted to share a very specific photo with our viewers, one of absolute resilience. Explain to us the story behind this young lady.
Her name is Fabiana. She is all over the internet. They did an interview also to her in Venezuela because she was under the rubble and they was talking to her to try to rescue her from it. And she was still smiling. She was trusting. They was asking, she was saying, oh, there is a lot of things over my head. And the guy is like, yeah, don't worry, we're gonna keep you safe and everything. And right now she's doing very good. This is something that teaches about resilience. Resilience, to don't lose hope, because even if you're going through these hard situations, there is hope. There is people that they are being rescued by El Salvador, United States, a lot of countries, that, after 7 days and they're still alive. So it's very nice.
You have been doing some incredible work here at home. You were initially asking for donations. You received so many that we in fact do not need anymore here in Barrie. So what are you asking people here in Canada to do today?
We are working now how to send it to Venezuela. So what I'm asking today is any donations that they want to send, they can do it directly to Caritas. Is an organization that is directly on the floor in Venezuela, and it will be able to reach people directly in this moment.
Before we wrap up here, Diana, I understand there's a phrase that you and your family have been standing by. What is it?
The hope doesn't need to be perfect, condition to exist. Sometimes we are going to rough situations, but hope cannot be lost. We cannot lose hope. Yeah.
Our thoughts are truly with you and your family.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring up the CTV Barrie website, because not only will you be able to find this conversation on there, we do have more information about the resources that we were just talking about. ctvnews.ca/Barrie.
Thank you.
Turning to business news now, Canadians with low to modest incomes will receive the first quarterly payment of a new financial assistance initiative today, which replaces the GST-HST credit. Ottawa is making the first regular payment of the Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit, or CGEB. The amount people will receive depends on how many children they might have, as well as their marital status. Ottawa says this assistance, which amounts to 25% more than people received under the previous program, will provide relief to Canadians struggling with expenses. The price of plane tickets may be high, but one survey suggests we are ready to spend to escape for a holiday. The travel search website Kayak says domestic flights were 11% higher than the same time last year. The international flights stayed about the same as they were compared to the same time period. Major North American carriers, including Air Canada, say demand ahead of the peak travel season is strong. That's despite the higher costs and geopolitical instability in parts of our world. Moving right into our markets, the TSX was up 308 points, the Dow was up 594, and the Nasdaq was down 207. And commodities, oil was up 9 cents, closing at $68.78 a barrel. Gold was up $61.60, closing at $41.87 an ounce, and our dollar was down, ending the day at 70.42 cents US. Sports news on this Friday. The Barrie Bay Cats were looking to put an end to a 3-game losing streak last night. Did they do it? They were taking on the Guelph Royals.
Hits this one high and deep to right field. Back is leader at the wall, looks up, and is gone.
A big home run for the Bay Cats helped to extend their lead by 3 runs in the 3rd inning. However, Guelph would rally and tie the game up in the 6th inning. It was deadlocked at 5 heading into the bottom of the 9th. But the Bay Cats came back to win 6-5. They're back in action tonight when they battle the Maple Leafs, but they'll be in Toronto. Speaking of TO, the Blue Jays will begin their pre-All-Star break road trip in Seattle tonight.
He's hit this one pretty well to the opposite field. It is gone!
The Jays last played on Wednesday when they beat the New York Mets 9-3 on Canada Day. Tonight's game in Seattle will be the first time the teams have squared off since last year's American League Championship Series. Dylan Cease is set to start with first pitch at 10:10 p.m. Eastern Time. And turning to last night's final FIFA World Cup match in Toronto, Portugal advanced in a thrilling match that ended in heartbreak for Croatia.
A goalkeeper who has excelled from penalties in Livakovic. Ronaldo. 1-1 in Toronto.
Cristiano Ronaldo scored his first ever goal in the knockout rounds of the World Cup. The 41-year-old was taken off shortly before Portugal scored the game-winning goal in the second half stoppage time. The match was not without controversy, as it appeared that Croatia had tied things up on the last kick of the game, but the goal was ruled out for offside as Portugal comes away with a 2-1 victory. In our region, Portugal fans lined the streets of downtown Bradford for the big win. These videos and photos courtesy of Mayor James Leduc, who was in the thick of the celebration. Portugal will face Spain in round 16 on Monday. I could hear it all throughout my condo building. Still to come, can Team Canada defy the odds? Morocco is ranked 6th. Meanwhile, we are ranked 30th. Why analysts, however, believe it can be done. Stay with us. Welcome back. Die-hard Canadian soccer fans are getting on planes to Houston today, where the team's next World Cup game will be played tomorrow. Now, it's a bit of a David and Goliath matchup, Canada taking on Morocco, but the team has been defying the odds all tournament. CTV's Heather Wright reports from Texas.
Well, we are starting to see more Canadian fans show up here in Houston, as we are now less than 24 hours away from Canada versus Morocco.
This is uncharted territory for Canada's men's soccer team. They have never made it this far in the World Cup, but despite the daunting task ahead, the team says they are calm and relaxed.
We wanted to make sure that we got to the point in the tournament where we were going to get to play, an actual Goliath. And that's what this Moroccan team is. So it's about going out there, enjoying it, understanding that the whole world's going to be watching. So let's go out there and put our best foot forward.
Canada faced Morocco 4 years ago in Qatar, the final match of the group stage. They lost 2-1 and didn't advance to the knockout round, but the performance of the Canadians made an impression on Morocco.
It was a hard game, very good team. Very fit team also. I think that we started very well. I think even it was maybe one of the hardest game in the group stage.
Coach Jesse Marsh says his team is ready for what will be their toughest match by far in this tournament, against a team that is at the top of their game.
The confidence that the team had, the swagger they played with, we know we're in for a massive challenge against a really talented team.
Alistair Johnson said today the team is focused on playing the game, not the occasion. And the team is preparing for what is going to be a loud stadium with a capacity of nearly 69,000 fans. Heather Wright, CTV News, Houston.
Not quite that many fans at Shanty Bay, Case, but still some great entertainment.
Great entertainment indeed, and a great get up and go, maybe not. Let's take a look at get up and go forecast first thing tomorrow morning. We're looking at cloudy skies right across the board. Barrie, Newmarket, Gravenhurst, cloudy 20, 21, and 20 degrees in Gravenhurst. You may have an opportunity for a little shower in Newmarket, and two guys with guitars. Sarah, in just a moment, they've got the perfect summer song for you. Have a great evening.
That is where we will leave things for this week. I'm Sarah Freemark. Thanks for joining us, and here we are, back to the sights and sounds of Shanty Bay.
I got my first real six-string, bought it at the 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled. It was the summer of '69. Me and some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit, Jody got married. Should've known we never get far.